Warriors, America's dirty little secret, child brides. Let's really talk about this. 43 out of 50 states still allow child marriage. 9 states have no age floor, meaning technically a newborn could marry a 50-year-old man. 20 states have a child can marry an adult if they have judicial consent, meaning a judge signed off on it, or a parent or legal guardian signed off on it. I was talking recently with a child bride survivor, Dawn Tyree, and I recommend that you listen to that TNT radio interview. And she was explaining to me, I asked her, she was 13 years old, married to a 32-year-old, was pregnant. Her mother thought the solution to all of this would be to marry her off to this man. No shame on the family. She could just disappear for a while and go off with him. I said, didn't the judge question a 13-year-old? She said, no. And in looking at photos of her when she was 13, she looks like a child. Then I said, when you went to the hospital, the doctors, and you were pregnant at 13, did anybody question you? She said, no, business as usual. Those were her words. Then, not even knowing how she became, pregnant, she was not schooled in anything, pregnant again, 2 children by the age of 15. I said, nobody was saying anything. You weren't in school. You were out with 2 babies. Maybe you went to the store. She said, no, nobody ever questioned, nobody anything. So I want to bring this subject out to the forefront. There is currently no federal legislation to address child marriage in the United States. It is done state by state. Currently, the 7 states that 18, no exception. And that is in my home state of New Jersey, and currently I'm in New York, and also Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, most recently Massachusetts, Rhode Island. We have to keep the pressure up, 18, no exceptions. You cannot, as a child, enter into any kind of legal binding contract. You cannot buy a car, rent an apartment. Why should you be able to get married? So we have to keep an eye on this. This is America's dirty little secret. The thing is, I am calling this human slavery. Remember, I've rebranded human trafficking, human slavery. Forced marriage, child marriage, human slavery. Because the definition is force, fraud, or coercion. So I want each and every one of us to think about this. I want you to go to the lynswarriors.org toolkit. Go to the website, lynswarriors.org. Go to Take Actions. There is a toolkit. And it describes very clearly, simply, how to write to your representatives, how to find out who your representatives are. You can phone, you can email, you can write a letter if you're that bold. We need to step up and protect our children. We cannot continue because we know the economic cost to a young girl's life. She can't go to school, she's not educated, job opportunities, not to mention the psychological damage, the physical damage of a child in these types of relationships, and also pregnancies. And Dawn Tyree, again, I urge all of you to look for that interview. I certainly put everything on Twitter and Facebook, here on YouTube and SoundCloud and all over the place. She wasn't even taken in a shelter because she was underage with 2 kids. They said, well, go home to your husband, go home to your parents. And none of those were viable solutions for her. This is a problem. Excuse me. Sorry, warriors. This is, as you know, I record these late at night, so I'm a little froggy. This is a problem that most people will say to me, oh, that's happening in those other countries, other places. Same thing they say to me about human trafficking. Same thing I hear. No, it's happening right here. And it's escalating. And that's what's alarming. Not only is it decreasing, we're addressing it, talking about it, it's not happening. It's increasing. So add this to the list. We have a lot to work on, discuss, take actions, but I know we can do it because we're almost in 2023. You can no longer sit on the sidelines. You have to join us. You have to get involved. And each and every day, you have to protect your own children, your grandchildren in your own homes and communities. We have to come together. We have to start being more vocal. I can't do it alone. I'm out day and night, boots on the ground, being vocal. I need all of you to join me. This is unacceptable. There is a war on for our children. And what are we going to do? Starting today forward, each and every day, we're going to be warriors. End child marriage, no child brides, 18 no exceptions. That's it.